Louis wasn't just about building automobiles, it was also about selling, servicing, and accessorizing them. In the book, we highlight three of the great automobile rows in St. Louis. Many of us are familiar with the most well-known of those, Locust Street. The politicians in St. Louis, the city council in the early 1900s, looked at the burgeoning business of the horseless carriage and thought, you know what, we better start zoning for the construction, sale, and servicing of these vehicles. They can be fast, they can be powerful, they have gasoline in them, they're heavy. They looked in St. Louis City and thought, okay, with the burgeoning of the markets on Olive, the kind of commercial and stores there on Olive, maybe if we go a block north to Locust and start there on Locust on the south side, go up to Washington on the north side, and say roughly between the 1600 block going out west to Grand, that will be a great automotive district. Therefore, Locust became the first automobile row here in St. Louis, and there are still some fantastic examples of the buildings built for selling, servicing, and accessorizing the automobile. Some of the great examples are the Cadillac building, the more modern Cadillac building on the west end of Locust, the Packard building, now known as the Packard Lofts, and other fantastic buildings. You can see here the interior of the Packard building back in its day, and there in the lower right-hand corner, the Packard building now, still wearing fantastic Miami colors for its opulence, because back in the day, you could buy one of the three Ps and be the man about town: Packard, Peerless, and Piercero. The Packard Lofts still reflect that. You can see here with the address of 3222 Locust, the second Cadillac building built on Locust Street. Now it is home to a great restaurant on its first level and lofts on its upper levels. As did so many manufacturers during World War II, the automotive builders in St. Louis switched over from building their regular products to building defense for the American troops during the war. A great example here in St. Louis was the General Motors, a Chevrolet plant off of Natural Bridge. They switched from building passenger vehicles and trucks over to building vehicles for particularly the Army, the big trucks, the CUKWs, dump trucks, and also, as you can see in the right-hand shot, amphibious vehicles, the DUKWs. These vehicles helped with everything from the invasion at Normandy to assistance over in the Pacific Theater. And of course, as we know, many of the ducks still survive well past their original intended lifespan as vehicles on lakes for tourists.